Welcome to the Fantasy Football Clown Show. We're done with week 17. And as we record this, week 17 did come to a close. It was a lot different than I guess each of us thought. Just as we start, want to have you hit the subscribe button, the like button. And tonight, the show is quite different than when we put this together yesterday before the Monday game. And we've spent more time talking, the three of us, as I bring in Brad and Justin in the last couple of days, just our feelings, I think, about football and life. And then we did maybe in all the other times that we've gotten together pre-show, and for sure. So I'm just going to bring in Brad and Justin. We'll start with Justin and just kind of what was going through your mind last night, Justin, as the events were unfolding, or maybe even pregame when we saw the excitement of the last game of the season and then to the aftermath.
Oh man, I first want to start off with my condolences to the family, and it's hard for that team for what they're going through right now. But before the game started, I was excited for a great Monday night game. Started off, Joe Burrow leading his team down the field for a touchdown, beautiful, and but after that happened, and with the hit to can you guys help me out with his name?
Damar.
Damar's that hit, that was a fluke incident. Right spot in the chest, right timing of the heartbeat, from what I'm gathering from different doctors that have spoke on it. Just worst time, worst place at that point moment in his life. It sure shook up, the whole team after it happened. You knew the look in their face. Everyone's crying, praying together. They just were not ready. And kudos to both sides, just postponing the game and leading it to the end of week 17. So I guess, yeah. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, it's life over football. A person's life over football or money, I think, is what it is. But Brad, yeah, what was your takeaway like at the beginning, before the game, and then as the game happened?
Yeah, before the game, obviously, it was definitely a highly touted game. A lot of people were kind of preparing to watch it. Like, it was supposed to be a pretty good game for both sides. Playoff implications were on the line for other teams, and even for them. And when it happened, it takes the wind out of everybody's sails. It's hard to even want to keep playing after something like that happens. So I kind of have to shout out both sides for being respectful and making sure that Damar's health was first priority.
It took me back, and I want to say that everything that I feel like I want to do today leads with Damar and his family and everybody involved. And it feels like there's people, the equipment guys picking up the equipment after the game, that were involved, and the announcers that were involved. And I mentioned to one of my friends last night that Susie Culver in the studio was vulnerable, and I could see that she was like, I'm a mom, like, I know that this is affecting me. And it took me, you guys know Brad's my son, and I was thinking back, and I said, Brad will never tell you this, but he was a really good baseball player, and this injury is really impactful to a baseball player, and getting hit in the chest if he was a pitcher. And fortunately for him, he threw the ball 90. But when you throw the ball 90, that means it comes off the bat pretty fast. And I never dreamed that I was putting him in a life and death situation on a baseball field. as a parent. Not saying I wouldn't have done it differently or I did it wrong. I'm not kind of going there, but just kind of reflective of it. I thought that Tommy John surgery, tearing an ACL, I thought all those things could happen, right? I thought even getting hit in the head with a helmet, that could happen. I never thought that I would have to worry about him dying. I never thought that baseball would be a means to the end of life. And that became real to me last night. Like, and I don't know where this whole thing goes, but as a parent, I said, geez, a lot of competitive environment. And that's really what spurred my fantasy football was the end of organized sports, and as a parent and as a coach and those kind of things. And, I'm aggressive as hell. But man, all of my kids were catchers. And I was thinking about the ball coming off the bat with that flimsy ass chest protector hitting you in the wrong spot. Like, it isn't even smart. Like, it's just not. I was a catcher, not to the level that Brad and Mike were, my two sons, but I caught to 15, I think, 14 maybe. Those guys caught varsity pitching for sure, both of them. And I mean, not that that's NFL or MLB pitching, but then the ball coming off the bat. I don't know. Brad, what do you think? Like, you were a pitcher. I don't know. You can tell way better than me. I mean, was it scary? Like, bats breaking, wood bats. You played against wood bats and bats breaking and coming back like torpedoes.
Yeah, I mean, being a pitcher, it's definitely a very vulnerable spot to be in playing baseball, but it's not something you're thinking about, that today could be your last going into a game. So it's crazy. Like, it puts everything into perspective.
And so I guess tonight we're going to really go through it for us. I think all three of us, we speak for all of us and say, as we got ready for the game last night, we were excited because this is the first year of the Clown Heads, and we have lots and lots of money to give away, and we were really kind of jazzed about it. I took a day of vacation today. I was excited. Like, I'm going to disperse all this money. I'm going to stay up all night, and I'm going to get everything ready. That way, when they finalize the scores and put the little trophies by everybody, I'm going to send it out, be ready to go. And then it just ended in a snap. And I was like, wow, okay. Now what? What do I do? Like, how do I deal with this? What do I do? Do I go to work? Do I just work today and deal with this another day? Or, what do I do? But just like the NFL, they will do this for DeMar and his family. They'll keep going. They will play. I don't know if they'll play this weekend. I don't know when that happens. And we're going to wish him the best and hope for the happy news, the news that kind of like the thumbs up, like that thumbs up when you go into on the stretcher to the locker room, in the ambulance, wherever that is, when you get that thumbs up, that kind of gives everybody the peace of mind that, okay, we can get back to doing what we do. And so I guess I'm hoping for that thumbs up. And I really think at that point, then we can just get back to, this is the game that we play with real people and their real lives. And we kind of cheer against them. I feel bad. I was playing unders on people that I was playing against just to kind of say, I was sort of hoping for, these poor performances, and some of them I was playing overs because I was like, if they're going to beat me, I'm going to make money on them there. And I was like, and then all this happened and I was like, okay, what's all the sense? But happy with even how the platforms have dealt with it. They've kind of all come to trying to make things as right as they can, like all the fantasy platforms, all the betting platforms, all the money. It just, people became human today, and I guess I appreciate that in a lot of levels, and just kind of try to do the best they can. So feel like that's really awesome to be a part of something, even if it's a real little part that the three of us are part of. And so we're gonna jump in and go through all of the 15 Clown Heads matchups that were in the finals this week, and just that's exciting. That's exciting for year one, and excited for year two to be bigger and better. And so Clown Heads won redraft. We had Will K against River AD, and River AD put out a win and gets the $400, and that gives Will $500K, 150. And I didn't put the third place team here, but they actually also get $50. So the person that finished in the third place game does get $50 there in that redraft league. Clown Heads 2, I was fortunate enough to be ahead 257-20 to 179-19. Will did have some players playing last night, but I'm thankful that he probably didn't have 100 points worth of players playing. So, that wouldn't have decided that it was pretty handily my win before we started last night. And so that we have the same 400, 150, and 50 going out there. And I think if I remember right, did either of you have Will K in either matchup, or did you have River AD and me?
I didn't take Will for either matchup.
Likewise.
And then moving on to Clownheads 1 through 5. The first place team gets 800, the second place team 300, and then there's a carryover of 100 to the umpire. So next year, if we have repeat winners, that person will get an additional 200 for $1,000. So that'll be a nice first place prize. If in Clownheads 1, Jason Paro got the win there, and so if he can bring it back next year, that'll put him in line for a $200 additional payday for $1,000. Iwanyu Diggs got that second place prize. In Clownheads 2, we have Jack Powers with 242.90 against Carp G. We all know him affectionately as Carp G. And he was 143.04, so he was 100 points fully behind there. So, a lot of room there as well. In Clownheads 3, JSL just slightly edged out Jack Powers, 262 to 250, and so JSL will have a shot at going for the carryover pool as well. Clownheads 4, we have the real Brad Smith. I think we all kind of picked him, and we didn't.
I did not.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, yeah.
He's laughing at us. I forgot. Did I go for you, Brad, or did I go against you?
Everybody went against me.
We hated on you all year and in that game, huh? All right.
We did.
We do. That's how we do it. We do it that way. So Brad has $800, coming his way with 300 going to second place and that $100 carryover as well. And then looks like W. Barrett W. takes the lead there in Clownheads 5 over Steelers Nation, and again puts himself in a spot for that bigger payday. Elite 8, looking over. Well, let me go to you, Justin. Any surprises there besides Brad winning? Any surprises there in Clownheads 1 through 5 that?
Well, I do have to say, let's see, the Jack Powers versus JSL. I believe I did pick Jack Powers to win that matchup there. But with the game on how it ended last night, JSL ended up taking the W. So
Getting a win there. Yeah. I thought at the beginning of the year, Jack Powers had such great teams, so I'm glad he got a win. I'm glad that one went his way. I guess I always like to, to see one go that way, so that at least there's some big dollars, and luckily there was some decent money coming his way in both of them. But yeah, it's good. I agree. I think I had Jack Powers both places, and thought that he had pretty good money going on there. I wonder if I didn't take Steelers Nation. I thought that I liked her and her team. Maybe it's just because I think she beat me, so I think I felt like I owed her one. Like if you lose to the champ, then it feels better. So that was the one league I was in, and so she beat me and knocked me out. So I was really hoping for her, and Steelers Nation. I thought maybe she'd get that win as well. All right, Elite 8, and these are the divisional matchups. 200 went to first, 100 went to second. There is a carryover for back-to-back winners it'll be $100 next year, but $50 per year. So 50 will get rolled over. And so Wolfpack, who was part of the Final Four, beat out Matt Keurig in Division A. We have Mucho over Seaballs in Division B. We have Jason Paro, 235 over the Camera 165. So big, seems like there's big numbers separating these guys in Division C. Division D, Johnny Ross, 284 to Bumpskis 172. Division E, we have JSL 195 over Extreme Confidence 175. Division F, we have Turkleton 272 over Matt DeFalco 210. Division G, we have Barry 182 over Cellar Dweller 167. And in Division H, we had another Final Four participant, and I guess I skipped over the Final Four participant, Johnny Ross, in Division D, but Division H had the Final Four finishers. We had our grand champion, Cowboys Newsom, we'll come back to him, 300, and against Emeralston, 222. So Cowboys and Utes won the divisional matchup as well as our total overall scoring. And so what we had was Cowboys and Utes won the overall as our first place team. And then in second place, Johnny Ross from Division D. And we had Wolfpack finishing in third and Emeralston finishing in fourth. 226, 222. Everything was real tight there. Both of them had players last night, so it was kind of going to flip coins either way. So both of them kind of were in a spot last night where it was, could go a lot of different ways, and it went the way that it went, kind of thing. And it was hard to know how it would have come out or could have come out differently. But I guess we all look at that in that way. And so that those four teams actually already earned $200 in game checks from the last 2 weeks of playing. Three of those four teams won $200 in their divisional rounds, and then they get their $2,800 going to Cowboys and Utes. Second place, $800 went to Johnny Ross. Third place, $400 went to the Wolfpack, and $200 going to Emeralston. So, basically, Emeralston in that fourth place, winning second in his division, comes away with $500. So it wasn't a totally he got to the Final Four, he gets $500, he paid $100, and so he got 5 times his money, just making it to the Final Four and being in last place there. So it was, not that I don't want to underscore how tough it is to get to the Final Four out of 96 teams. Like, you have to really have a good team, but it also, feels like even if your team lays an egg and you get there, you're going to make some money. And then we had a lot of people along the way that, got $200 and then even more than that, another 8 teams got $75 for playing in week 1 or the first week of the playoffs. So, many people that we didn't mention tonight, got paid pretty well, going in as well. So I'll open it back up to you, Justin, and just kind of some of your observations from the Elite Eight as we kind of reflect back on the whole year, really, and then the playoffs, and then the culmination of the playoffs into where we are today. So, Justin, give us your kind of run and being in Division B.
Well, in Division B, I'd had a pretty rough time this year. I think I finished 500 on the year, just being beat out right before heading to playoffs, which I pretty much had no chance. But with my biggest takeaway for this year was Johnny Ross's team in League D. Finished 13-1. 13-1, and that's on losing one game this year. And he just had a great team and a great year. And surprisingly, he still finished second over because he I think picked out of the 12th slot in his league versus Cowboy and Udis picked out the 3rd slot of the year. He finished 10-4, but he was able to, pull out the W. He was the best team at the end of the year and won a great pot of money.
Yeah, that is a big observation. I guess getting hot at the end of the year matters. I mean, that's what I feel like. That 10-4 record was the worst of the 4 of those teams there. Picked out of the 3 spot in the draft, like you said, Justin. So that's exactly right. Brad, you were in the divisional playoffs and got knocked out Division C, where you are. But what's your kind of takeaway? You always seem to watch all the chat boards and not say much and just kind of watch. And so I'm anxious to just kind of pick your brain on what you saw throughout the chats and the leagues and what your takeaways are and what you liked, what you didn't. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, at least in League C with my team, my team definitely overperformed how it was supposed to. I wasn't expecting to make it as the 5 seed going in this year with my number 1 receiver being Richie James. um, but I'm happy with how the year went for me, and I'm happy that I was surprised by my division in the big playoffs. Honestly, I didn't think we were gonna be as good, but the camera especially was able to hold his ground, and I'm kind of proud of my division. they did us right.
Yeah, and I guess that's my takeaway. Division A, we had the Wolfpack. We did have a person in the Final Four, so I was happy about that. That had somebody there, and I'm just overall just looking at the whole thing, and 15 divisions of teams, right? There's 15 divisions of teams, and just pleased with how the 156 different teams work together. It was just such this big community, and so I'm appreciative of that. I think as I reflect and excited to where we go, and I know that like NFL teams, our leagues will be different next year. There'll be some people go, new people come, but as a whole, what a cool experience, and to be part of it with you guys has been great for me. I've just enjoyed it. We meet every week. It's cool. We get to talk about it. I mean, it's what a fun little spot for us, and so that's my takeaway is that it's just been kind of fun. As we transition, two things that I just want to share the screen here, and one is that we were looking to kind of talk tonight a little bit about our championship teams, just to brag them up. And I have Justin's championship team here from from CBS League. And this is a team that Justin was supposed to score 104 points with, but he figured out how to get 83. But as you notice there, 83 and a half was a win. So congratulations, Justin, getting a first place in is it a 12-team league, Justin?
It is.
Okay, in a 12-team league, you see there 10-6 overall. So he must have entered the playoffs with an 8-6 record and just came out of swinging. I don't know what seed were you at with 8-6?
I was the number 2 seed.
Oh, okay. So a lot of players in the league then. A lot of teams.
Yeah, I started the year off at 2-6 and went on an 8-game win streak to get into the playoffs.
Well, I like, you guys all probably laugh at me, but one of my favorite plays there is Nick Folk. I mean, I feel like, you have a kicker on a team that just doesn't know how to punch it in the end zone. So why not have that guy probably get you 9 a week? It feels like 3 field goals a week is likely. I know you only got 2 this week, but it's just kind of fun to see that go that way.
Well, Nick Folk, I got Daniel Carlson, the Las Vegas kicker. Also, you have to pick 2 positions, 2 players at each position in this league. So Carlson was actually my guy all year until this last week. Going against San Francisco, I just did not think they would put any points on the board against San Francisco. But
how many points did he get? Just out of curiosity.
11.
Oh, okay. So he was.
Yeah.
You guys all hear me say this. I mean, you guys will probably get tired of all my antics that I have, but I have firm beliefs that, and maybe you rate Nick Folk better than Daniel Carlson in a given week, and so then I say play your top guy. But I always kind of say I try to get ever too high or too low with my guys, because to try to guess when they're good and when they're not, it feels like Davante Adams did nothing with his best friend quarterback, and then when he plays with a guy that probably throws about as good as I do, he figured out how to. I might throw better in the tailgate party at a country concert than Jared Stidham does, but yet he figured out how to get more yards than his best friend Carr. So, I mean, I guess I look at it and say, man, matchups seem to me, 25 years of playing this game, feel like they're overrated.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, great receivers beat great cornerbacks. Even Deion Sanders and Darrelle Revis, who I thought were probably the best in the business when they played it. And then sometimes Darrelle Revis and Deion Sanders take it to the house against Jerry Rice. Like it just, I don't know. Like it's probably why in fantasy a lot of times I play, or in betting I have a standard bet that I make every week. Right, I bet quarterbacks to throw interceptions without fail. I bet them all to throw one over a half an interception, as long as the odds are plus 1.25, 125 or better. So if I only have to be right less than 1.25 time, you know what I mean? Like if I can get it to a point where I've got a 66% chance of being wrong and still be profitable, then I start to play. It doesn't matter what it is, because I feel like a lineman tipping the ball or a receiver bouncing it off his head or something, like that's an interception. It doesn't really matter how good the quarterback is. Like it's just free money. It's one play. It's like one dumb play that had zero to do with talent. It was just an easy play. And so I feel like that's easy money. And I just don't want to have to be right 50% of the time, because that gives the house the edge, right? Like and so anyway, that's my take. I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll put up some of Brad and my winning teams. How many winning teams did you have, Brad? Do you have, how many did you have?
Ended up being just one.
Which just this one here in Clown Heads?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't win any of the rest, huh? Are they all decided and all?
Yeah, now they are.
I didn't even look. I have 4, I think. I don't know what, Justin, you're in the Rat Pack Best Ball, or I didn't look to see what they're doing there, but I think in the one quarterback league, I was up by 75 points against the guy I beat this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 points in him, so I don't think he can make up 75 on me, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so I think I'm in first place by a large margin, so I don't think it really makes any difference. But so I guess I think I win that, unless they do something like play week 18 instead of not, I guess. But and even then I don't think it matters. But anyway, so I have that win, and then I'm expecting 3 others. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I didn't check today. I just feel like I'll let them. They're all other people commissioners, and so I just kind of, when they send me the money, I'll take the money. It's kind of my attitude at this point. So we'll see what happens, and I'll put them up. Once we have them. And one of the just kind of my takeaways from the teams. One of them is a third-year team. I really think by the year 3, right? I'll look through my teams, and by the 3rd year, I do expect to win. And if I'm not winning, I really want to look firmly at why. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is my team built like, and why is it not winning? Is it I was on the wrong side of variance, or do I have a shitty plan? Like, and do I just not know what I'm doing with this team? And I really try to take a stern look at it. Like, I don't want to play this game to lose, but I also don't want to play the game to make rash decisions. Like, so I'm really trying to be really firm with all my decisions on teams. So, I encourage you guys as we go. Now, I know next week we're going to address just kind of some league stuff. Like, we're going to roundtable some stuff. So I'm excited for that, just to kind of hash out like our thoughts, which are all different probably, and what we like, what we don't. So that's kind of cool. And I guess I'm excited for that. Hope you guys tune in for that next week, as well as we just kind of talk league setup and league etiquette and league, how you work the leagues. And like I said, I think we all differ on a lot of these points, and we're just kind of formulating our opinions based on many things. And so it'll be a fun discussion next week to kind of bring you guys into. I do expect that we'll try to get our winner, Cowboys and Utes, on the program as well. Like, we're excited to try to get an interview with him and kind of learn to know his team. And maybe that'll happen in the next couple of weeks. We'll try to get that to happen and get him lined up to be part of the show as well. And then we've got some exciting stuff, as the new year rolls on in 2023. This is our first show of 2023, and excited to see where we go. And as we kick off. And as you see tonight, I think it's our first time. Is it our first time with all clown heads in the background that we got that
Second week.
second week? Okay. See, we did it for the last week of 2022. It's now in 2023. We're off and running with that. So, any parting words for you, Justin?
I just wish everyone luck and keep Damar in your prayers and the family, and hoping for a speedy recovery so he can be able to breathe and live on his own again.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad, how about you? Anything for you for
Yeah, just keep your family close and just make sure you realize it's not all about fantasy. At the end of the day, we'd like to have fun here, but that's not what it's all about. So,
yeah, I appreciate those words, guys, and I echo it. I mean, just our thoughts, prayers, every vibe that we have. We wish everybody involved, even our fantasy community involved. Because we all kind of live vicariously through these athletes, and so really appreciate them today. And so, so long for now. Any comments you guys have for us? Feel free to put questions in the comments, and if you have any suggestions of things you'd like to hear us banter about in the coming weeks, throw that in the comments as well. And maybe if we're allowed to talk about those things, we'll banter them back and forth, and maybe we'll start some fist fights or something virtually, and we'll punch each other. So it'll be kind of fun.
Low blows.
Yeah, we can do some boxing gloves here virtually. I'll box your clown, you'll box my clown. It'll be good. It'll be good time. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, we'll end our show tonight. But so long for now. And next week we're going to talk league, formations and kind of different ways to play and trying to get everybody ready for the playoff leagues and what they look like and what's happening around the fantasy community at that point. So long for now, and good luck this weekend. Watch football, enjoy your DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever you have going on this final week. And so long for now.